Hi, I'm Bob Odenkirk. Comedy Central came to me and asked me if I had any ideas for a TV show, and, well, I asked them if they had any money, and we both said no. But then I was having dinner with some celebrity friends, and this one name kept coming up, Erskine Brubaker. He hangs out, everybody knows him, and he's always telling these stories about the insane things he gets mixed up in. You know, he constantly insists that his life could be a TV show. Well, we'll find out. And with that, I give you Highway to Oblivion.
This is the story of Erskine Brubaker, a man who wanted to be a celebrity, or at least hang out with celebrities, so that his picture might be taken with the celebrities, and thereby prove his worth to his dumb, jerk-ass family and friends.
Listen to me. I'm Erskine Brubaker. E-R-S-K-I-N-E-B-R Brubaker. And I'm busting out of this crap stain of a town and not coming back.
Are you coming back?
No, Ma, no.
My whole life, you know, was just me watching TV and seeing celebrities and stuff on TV, and I just knew that I was gonna be hanging out with them one day.
From now on, I'm calling you the Oscar.
It's never going to amount to anything. This is all foolishness.
As far as I know, he never exhibited any talent for anything, really.
Erskine's older brother, Leslie, was confident in Erskine's destiny.
Hollywood's through with turds like you in about an hour. You're walking into a lion's den with a butter knife. You're stupid. You're sleepwalking into a black hole. You're barreling down a highway to oblivion. Whatever. All right, break a leg.
The last thing Erskine left his parents was a donut on the side lawn.
I did it to prove to my dad that I was going to make my mark in this world. And to prove to myself that I could do a donut sober.
Erskine's parents were unimpressed by the sober donut.
I think a donut's supposed to be round.
Duh.
Erskine Brubaker, Highway to Oblivion. This week's episode, Necrophilia. Erskine knew he had to go to Hollywood, and he didn't stop until he saw those big white letters on the hillside and a pair of big red and blue lights in the rearview mirror.
Hey, I pulled you over because you got no taillights and your trunk is open.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not done. You got one windshield wiper, no registration.
Yeah, I know, but what happened
Hey,
was...
why is there a statue glued to your roof?
Oh, that's one of the awards I'm gonna collect while I'm out here. Yeah.
The policeman, a wannabe actor himself, was not swayed. Erskine had nowhere to stay in Hollywood and no money. What he did have was a verbal contract in the form of a half-remembered offhand remark from actor Dave Foley. Their paths crossed for the first time while the star was shooting a movie in Erskine's hometown.
Well, originally it was called Petty Larceny.
Right.
About these guys who had this plan to steal the box office receipts at a Tom Petty concert, you know. But then actually, well, after the fact, they couldn't get the rights to Tom Petty, so they had to change it to they substituted Dan Fogelberg, and then they retitled the movie the Fogel Burglars. And I had to then like loop in, you know, Dan Fogelberg, which doesn't really fit in the mouth shape of Tom Petty.
You know this shit isn't gonna fly with me, right? Because Dan Fogelberg is doing a show. And when Dan Fogelberg is through with doing that show, I'm gonna have all Dan Fogelberg's money. And you're not gonna have nothing. Except a little ticket stub from a Dan Fogelberg concert!
I may have said, if you're ever in Hollywood, look me up. You know, it's just sort of the standard thing that you say to make you seem like less of a Hollywood dink, you know?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I am a Hollywood dink.
So I just couldn't wait to call my mom and dad and all them naysayers. You know, they said, oh, you'll never go out to Hollywood. You'll never hang out with those people. And I'd just call them up and I'd say, guess where I'm sleeping tonight? Right here on Dave Foley's couch. Foles was cool with it, too.
I was not cool with it. So I just thought I would try to make the house sound really unappealing to Erskine, so he wouldn't want to stay. You know, try to make him think we had all these like really strict rules. We're strict vegetarians. That there's no radio playing allowed. That we have a swearing jar. You know, but that or just wouldn't buy it.
That's $1.
Fine. So then I made up that we had this very exotic cat. I said it was this rare breed that scientists thought had been extinct since Egyptian times, and it was very precious, and that it, you know, you couldn't let it out of the house or it would die almost, you know, within minutes because of the atmosphere.
He had this cat that he's all hyper about, and he said it was from ancient Egypt, and it can't get outside. Whatever happens, don't let it get outside.
My cat's name was Snowball.
I'm like, Snowball, is that Egyptian? I don't remember my Egyptian that well from grade school, so whatever you say, Foles.
Well, look, I lied, okay? Is that a big deal? It's not a big deal. I just, to be honest, you know, my career hadn't been going so well. I'd taken a bit of a dip after news radio, and it just made me feel good to make this guy believe that I had some special rare cat.
Made me feel bad to think that all he had was a cat. You know, he's a successful guy. He should have something better than a cat. He could have something really wicked, something that nobody else has. You know, like a car that runs on peanut butter.
Did you see this thing? You've seen it?
Yeah.
This crazy little doodle. He showed me this little doodle, you know, of a car. And I just told him, you know, thanks. You know what? I'll just stick with my rare, exotic Egyptian cat.
When we return to Highway to Oblivion, the cat is in the bag, and the bag goes in the ground. Erskine Brubaker journeyed to Hollywood and landed on the couch of actor Dave Foley.
I may have said, if you're ever in Hollywood, look me up.
The gracious Foley made but one proviso: to protect his rare cat. Left alone, Erskine immediately set out taking full advantage of Foley's hospitality.
Hey, this is Dave Foley, the actor from News Radio. I need a breakfast burrito brought up to the house and a couple gallons of ice cream, all right?
I wanted my first meal in Hollywood to be fit for a star.
However, the delivery boy from the local Go had plans of his own.
I don't give anyone no star treatment, all right? I don't care if you're Tom Cruise and his shirtless houseboy. Okay. It gets there when it gets there.
Okay.
Dude, finally, I'm starving up here.
Look, I don't care if you're Tom Cruise and a shirtless houseboy. The food gets here when it gets here.
You deliver to Cruise?
Yeah.
What does he eat?
Salmon.
Salmon. I get it. Yeah, I heard he was like that.
What?
Dude.
While Erskine and the delivery man completed their transaction,
Don't leave me hanging.
Foley's cat snuck out the door on hasty paws. Erskine's breakfast cost him nothing, as he charged it to Dave Foley. But he hadn't bargained on what would happen next.
And that burnout just ran over Snowball and kept right on going. Holmes was outie, bro. I got up and I rushed out there to help him, but I had a hard time dealing with the emotions.
No! No!
Erskine was determined to save the fallen feline.
I rushed the cat to the animal hospital, and I would have gotten there sooner, but I got pulled over by the fuzz.
You got no tail lights, one windshield wiper, no registration. What the hell is this here?
By the time I got to the animal hospital, it was too late. You know, they told me that they would contact Foles about what to do with the body, but I told them I would handle it personally. I insisted, you know. This way, he doesn't have to find out, you know. The receptionist told me about this nearby pet cemetery. It was only a couple blocks away. Easy peasy. It looked like a really beautiful place for Snowball to spend eternity.
It was a dump, that was teetering on the brink of closure.
As I entered the grounds, I noticed that there was a funeral taking place. And it was kind of wild because there was this Elvis impersonator dude presiding over the ceremony.
Erskine was about to meet his future roommate.
I work at the Big Tex Pet Cemetery, where I'm a groundskeeper, which means I mow the lawns, I dig the graves, I do work around there, around the cemetery. A lot of times I get to perform in these theme funerals. There's a thing that we do that's called Star Trek, and there's a new thing that we're doing that everybody loves. It's called the Hobbit Experience.
Erskine thought this fellow might be able to help him with his predicament.
Hey, dude, you work here, right?
Yeah.
I told them that I needed to bury the cat, but that I was on a very limited budget.
Yeah, he said he was broke and asked if I could do him a solid. I have to admit, I was intrigued, because I wanted to find out what a solid was. So
I asked him to dig me a free grave, and he said he'd get in trouble. So then I wondered maybe there's another way to do it.
No.
Listen, the afterlife is a scary place, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go there by myself, would you?
No, I guess not.
No, buddy, no. You need a roommate up there, a wingman. So is it cool if I chuck him in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet. So how about lunch at your place?
All right.
Erskine was about to get his first look at how non-celebrities live in Hollywood.
Whoa, sweet pad.
Thanks.
Nice couch. I could get comfortable here.
Great.
He had all these pictures of old guys hanging up.
Yeah, I come from a showbiz family. My great-grandfather was a cheap Chaplin knockoff, and my granddad played this sexy detective, and my dad was on a failed sitcom, then on a failed game show.
That's how I want my family to be. A showbiz dynasty. You're lucky, man. My family doesn't have a wall like this.
But the arrival of an unexpected visitor would soon cause a seismic shift in Erskine's focus.
Oh, you're such a cutie. Oh.
Stephanie was Jeremy's gorgeous neighbor. A recent emigre from Prague, she'd made an exodus to America to chase her own dreams of stardom.
HatStephanieHattie.com is my website. Each week I do new photo shoot. The men, they pay to see the photos and to imagine themselves on me. Are you friend to my husband?
I don't know. Who's your husband?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah was how Stephanie pronounced Jeremy, whom she'd married to obtain her green card.
He was all into the wedding and stuff, which I found to be cute. He's a good human person. Jeremiah, I'm doing new photo shoot for my website. And I'm doing Wild West theme, so I'm needing cowboy hat.
I think I could rustle one up.
Okay.
Okay.
So, you guys are married? That's a big step. I guess you're in love then?
No, it's for green card.
Awesome. Green cards are awesome, yeah.
Here it is. My dad wore this in Wicked West.
Thank you, sweetie.
Erskine was careful to be respectful of his new friend's matrimonial bond.
So, you think I got a shot with her?
I'm married to her.
Oh, buddy, I won't marry her.
Oh, okay, well, go for it.
Great. You know what? Why don't I take you out for lunch? I know a great place.
The great place turned out to be Foley's Kitchen, where they gorged themselves on chocolate swirl and boysenberry chunk. But their sugar high would soon come crashing down.
I was in a foul mood because I had been out searching for my cat Snowball all day. And then I get home and I find Erskine and his friend sprawled all over the kitchen having some kind of ice cream party, which isn't...
Before you go too far, would you participate in a reenactment of this story?
No.
Foley exploded at the sight of the dairy-devouring duo.
Anyway, I asked him if he'd seen my cat.
Erskine was more than up to the challenge of BSing Foley. When out of nowhere, disaster struck.
So I was like, is that your cat I buried? And Erskine just shoots me this icy look. And then Foley goes, Snowball's dead? And I go, yep, he got hit by a car. And then Foley's like, oh my God!
So I just looked him right in the eye and I said, you take me to that cemetery right now.
Coming up, a kid in the hall becomes a man on the run. Shortly after arriving in Hollywood, Erskine Brubaker had befriended a young couple, inadvertently killed a celebrity's cat, and had himself a lovely ice cream party. But was this the end of the good times?
They take me to this pet cemetery, which is a dump, and it's closed.
They climbed over the wall. Once inside, Erskine drove them on a macabre midnight march amongst the desolate decay of the dead.
So here I'm 40 years old, I'm climbing over a wall in the middle of the night, and he's wandering around going, oh, dude, it's so dark and disorienting, it's really different from the daytime.
But then, Erskine stepped in something soft and mushy. It was a big, steaming pile of good luck.
I bump into this headstone, and it has the same name as Foley's dead cat. So I was like, here it is, bro.
I was very surprised to see the headstone because it was very fancy. It was a beautiful, elegant monument. But I told him, look, we're gonna have to dig the cat up.
I tried to reason with Foley, but Jeremy had already started digging.
Despite Jeremy's general malaise, he was quite an accomplished excavator.
He digs up this old coffin, and then he pops it open with the shovel.
The cat had been dead maybe 5 hours. And when we dug it up, it was a skeleton of a Saint Bernard.
Bowles was pissed.
He starts telling me this long, crazy, babbling story about Snowball being buried in some sort of mass grave.
It wasn't a mass grave. It was just Snowball and that Sharpay. We double-decked them. Foles was losing it. He started screaming.
Foley's shrill screams would be drowned out by another sound.
We all just took off running.
The troubled trio ran at breakneck speed. But one of them was heading straight into the hands of the Grim Reaper.
Dave went down. And I was like, oh my God, he's been shot. You nitwits killed Dave Foley.
Erskine Brubaker had already witnessed one brutal death that day, and he wasn't about to watch his new best friend Dave Foley die as well.
Obviously, I was not killed by the police. All right? The bullets missed me entirely, passed. But the strain, the stress, the shock of being shot at caused me to have a heart attack, which was, in fact, fatal.
Crisis situation, combat conditions. Right at that point, my mind just kind of went.
In the face of this dire emergency, Erskine was transformed. He snatched a taser gun from a cop's donut-encrusted fingers and applied it with full force to Foley's chest. The charge, or taser, raced through Foley's body.
I came to and I said, thanks, I'm okay. And then he hits me again with it, right? I'm saying, all right, enough, all right, look. I'm fine, just, back off.
After that, it was go time for the LAPD.
My near-death experience, to be honest, was disappointing. I mean, I came back from the dead. I didn't see a bright light. I didn't get to walk down a tunnel or anything like that. It was nothing. Maybe this is how God treats Canadians.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, hey, go around the side door.
The cops fully intended to make arrests, but then one of the officers recognized the celebrity in their midst.
I told them that we were there researching a part, and that it was all a big misunderstanding, so they agreed to let us go. You know, I signed a few autographs, although only one of them knew who I was. The publicity surrounding this incident reanimated my career. After everyone heard about this, they came to me with a script that had been floating around. Basically, it's a story of just a regular Joe who dies young, and then when he's in the morgue, these bad guys, they have a date with his corpse. In fact, there's a lot of them, you'd call it, they gang date his corpse, right? And then just the rage brings him back to life, and he hunts these guys down, and he just wreaks his revenge one by one on all of them for the way they dated him.
Foles is such a player, you know? I wouldn't doubt if he arranged the whole thing from the very beginning.
What?
Yeah, I'm just a pawn in his game, man.
My philosophy is that you view your past through the prism of the present.
Right.
And so if you're happy with where you are, then you can't be mad about how you got there.
So you're okay with it?
I'm okay with it. It's great.
Really? You wish him well?
Hey,
I wish him very... Oh.
Hey, look at this.
Oh, my God. Oh.
You might need one. That's for you.
Thank you.
That's for all you done for me.
Oh, thanks.
Foley for life.
The flower of friendship had blossomed through the soil of turmoil. So what's up next for Erskine? Well, if we are to believe him, great things.
Here's the plan, right?
Yeah.
One day, you'll be walking along the Hollywood Boulevard,
Yeah.
you'll look down, and you'll see my star on there. Yeah, right. It may not be full size, you know? It may be smaller to the side of a celebrity. I don't know who it'll be, but the celebrity, and then right there, Erskine Brubaker. Right there.
Thank you, sir.
Right. That's a lot of magic you captured there today.
Bullseye!
Yeah!